Welcome to Salisbury Yoga and Wellness Center. I'm Monica Lupine, and I've been offering these daily meditations. We're going to do a little bit longer today. I'm going to offer a 15-minute mindfulness meditation. If you don't have all that time, you can always set a timer, and if you're on a break, just set it for 10 minutes or whatever and leave us after that time. So just get comfortable wherever you are. You might be sitting at your desk. You might be sitting at your dining room table. You might be sitting on your couch. It doesn't matter. You might be sitting cross-legged in meditation on the floor. I'm sitting on a chair myself. So the first step is to just take some deeper breaths and let them out in sighs. And do that a few times. And when you're ready, if you like, you can close your eyes. If you don't feel comfortable closing your eyes, then feel free to just lower your gaze. Try not to be looking around because you're diverting the senses to the sense of sight if you're looking around. So just try to keep your gaze lowered or your eyes closed. And take a moment to settle. Make yourself a little more comfortable on your chair. Sometimes it's nice to have a pillow behind your back or a blanket. And begin to notice your breath, allowing yourself to settle wherever you're sitting. Imagine feeling the downward pull of gravity, like the earth is saying, please sit on me, let go. You can soften and relax now. If you like, maybe bring the shoulders up to the ears and squeeze them up to the ears for a few moments. Give yourself a turtleneck and keep breathing. And when you're ready, then sigh the shoulders away from the ears. And you might notice how far down the shoulders come. You might start that again. So bring the shoulders up to the ears. Sometimes getting rid of tight shoulders means actually tightening them a little bit more, showing them how it feels to be really, really tight, and then sigh them away. You might do this as often as you remember while you're sitting, doing your work, or whatever it is that you're doing. Imagine feeling your bottom settling on the chair. Begin to notice sounds. Maybe you hear sounds from the next room or outside. The goal of mindfulness is to rest in non-judging awareness. So just take a moment and become aware of what's happening for you in this moment. What are your thoughts? How does your body feel? Are there areas you can relax a little bit more? You might allow your hands to rest on your lap or on your thighs. Let go of all doing in the hands and fingers. Can you just let your hands soften? So, in this form of practice, in mindfulness meditation, We usually give ourselves an anchor. And an anchor is some sensation. It could be the breath, it could be sound, it could be the felt sense. But we'll start with the breath today. So the practice is just to notice your breath. You don't need to deepen the breath. Just begin to notice your breath. Maybe you're noticing the breath inside one or both nostrils. Maybe you're noticing the sensation of the breath on the back of the throat. Perhaps what you're noticing more than anything is your belly rising and falling with the breath. And as you're focusing on the sensation of the breath, on just being able to feel the breath, you'll notice the mind flits away constantly. Oh, there's something I forgot to do. Oh, I meant to do this. Oh, tomorrow or later on, I have to remember this. Every time you notice that the mind has flitted away from the breath, has raced away from just noticing the breath, that's an opportunity to begin again in this moment. So when you notice the breath, when you notice the mind having wandered, just come back to the breath. Come back to noticing the breath. And as you're noticing the breath, you might also notice that the mind is telling you you need to alter the breath. You need to make it longer. You're not doing it right. And that's okay. That's what the mind does. It's constantly judging. We are practicing not listening to the mind. We're practicing coming into the breath, into the present moment. And remember that it's a practice. You might be feeling it's very hard to sit here. And if that's what you're feeling, then be with that sensation for a moment. As you stay with that thought, you might notice some tensing in the body as the body says, I can't possibly hold still. So you might take a moment to relax the thighs, the buttocks, the belly, the hands. Come back to the breath. If a sensation in your body becomes overwhelming, you can focus on that sensation for the next period of time. Notice what happens when you just bring your undivided attention to that muscle in your thigh or in your shoulder. And after noticing it for several moments, notice if it shifts or alters, goes away entirely. And if it doesn't, or if it intensifies, then feel free to make an adjustment to your body to release that tension. Come back to the breath. Come back to just noticing the breath. Attention is the purest expression of love. Let this period of sitting, of noticing, of being with your breath, be your way of showing compassion for yourself, for your poor, battered mind that is working overtime these days. Can you be with whatever is rising? In order to witness, we have to be able to stay with what is without needing to fight against it. Be curious, accepting, allowing, watching, interested. So, if coming back to the breath again and again isn't really working for you, you might allow sound to be your anchor for the next few moments. What sounds are you aware of? Can you just notice sounds without analyzing, judging? You'll notice some sounds are welcome, and some sounds you really wish would go away. And that's again when you come back to non judging awareness, broad, accepting awareness of all sounds. Can you widen your awareness of sounds a little so that you can imagine hearing sounds farther in the distance? Notice if you're starting to be aware of a spaciousness, a little more room, a little more quiet between thoughts. The mind is probably still racing away, but maybe it's a little easier to ask it to come back into the present moment. So you can choose to stay with the breath or with sound, or you might come to sensation, relaxing the thighs, the buttocks, the belly. Perhaps noticing tingling in your hands or fingers, or maybe you notice tingling someplace else. Can you rest in sensation for the next few moments? Again, the mind will continue to wander. Can you bring it back to just noticing the breath again and again and again? In this form of practice, we begin over and over and over again. And the two questions in mindfulness meditation is one, what is happening in this moment? And then two, can I be with it? Can I not judge it? Can I try not to push it away? Can I be with everything that's happening right now? So you can choose to sit a little longer if you are able. And we've come to the end of our 15 minutes. So I hope to see you tomorrow or later today. Happy meditating.